What up? It's Jimmy. This is a clip from our big NCAA football show that we shot today, Monday, December 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to check out the whole show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen, available exclusively on odds.com. There we go. Game one in. Okay, so we're going to keep switching the order around, and we're going to keep, just go. So DJ Big Boss went first last one. Now we're going to go John Ryan going first. We're going to
There you go. I'm going to back clean up on this one.
And it's a beauty. The MAC Championship. The MAC Championship, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Let's see what we are dealing with. Buffalo opening up at -13. There still are a couple 13s on the board, but mostly 13.5. There's total sitting at 66.5. We have Ball State Cardinals 5-1, 5-1 in the MAC versus Buffalo Bulls 5-0, 5-0 in the MAC. Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan. After losing their first game of the season, 38-31 at Miami of Ohio, Ball State ran the board, won their final 5 games. Their latest was a 30-27 home win over Western Michigan. Ball State outscored Western Michigan 17-0 in the fourth quarter to get the win. And then we had, this unbelievable play that almost came to fruition. Reminded us of the most famous college football play of all time. The band on the field, everything, and Western Michigan got in, but there was one forward lateral amongst the ridiculous amount of laterals and nothing for Ball State to worry about. Senior quarterback Drew Plitt completed 66.3% of his passes for 1,674 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Against Western Michigan, he was 22 of 33 for 249 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Wide receiver Justin Hall caught 44 passes for 620 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he's not the only wideout weapon for Plitt. Yohines Taylor, 32 catches, 413 yards, 6 touchdowns. And then they have leading running back senior Caleb Huntley, who ran 80 times for 437 yards and 6 touchdowns. Then we come to this juggernaut, the Buffalo Bulls. They were just beating on teams this year. Coming off a 56-7 home beatdown of Akron, they're outscoring their opponents by an average of 30.8 points per game, averaging 510.6 yards per game, led by dynamic junior running back Jarrett Patterson, who ran 123 times for 1,025 yards and 18 touchdowns in 5 games. Unbelievable.
Junior, 8-1 game.
8-1 game. The guy was an absolute monster. And in this COVID season, it's great seeing guys step up like that, and it was a big highlight to the season. Jared Patterson, junior quarterback Kyle Van Treese, threw for 821 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Played clean, conservative, and why take risks when you got Jared Patterson running the ball? We start with John Ryan here in the MAC championship game. Is there a move for you?
Well, let's go through the numbers here, and then we'll see. I want DJ to be sitting on the edge of his seat in anticipation of my bet or not to bet. But, quiet, please. Quiet. So at Ball State, if there is a team that can compete with Buffalo, it's them. So I think this is the 2 best teams in the MAC conference. And to compete against Buffalo, that's a relative term. Buffalo is ranked number 1 in the nation, scoring 52 a game, 9th in yards per game, 1st in points per game with an insane 0.814. So that means they score more than 3/4 of a point every time they execute an offensive play, which is just, I can't remember the last time anybody got something that high. 3rd down conversions, 50%, ranks 8th. Red zone scoring, 95% of the time they score in the red zone. That ranks 5th in the country. They run the ball 72% of the time. They rank 1st, 7.5 yards per rush. Rushing yards per game, 344.2. And Ball State has a nice defense, but I just don't see how they're going to stand up, to this onslaught. I don't know what else to call it. My power rankings have this as an 11-point favorite for Buffalo, so it's kind of right in that area. So there's really not too much value. And I hate that word value. But I still like Buffalo quite a bit here. Whether it'll be a best bet or not, I asked the panel to grant me the extension of time until everyone goes through the game, and then I'll give my answer. But I definitely think Buffalo is a strong look.
Okay, I think we can give you that if the panel agrees. Let's move over to
words.
let's move over to Noley knows Ball State, Buffalo.
I mean, I agree with a lot of the things that John Ryan mentioned there. You know, Buffalo leads the nation in rushing yards per game. That's a big thing when you're talking about controlling the clock, controlling the ball, and they've been doing really well defensively as well. They got scored on quite a bit by Kent State, a team that likes to push the tempo quite a bit, likes to throw the ball a lot. Here, Ball State likes to do some of the things similarly, but not as successful. They are fifth in the nation at 81.3 plays per game. A lot different style of what you see out of Buffalo. But Buffalo, what you've seen here in the MAC, they've been able to stomp all over everyone. You know, here, Ball State squeaking out victories multiple times. And to me here, I think it's pretty much a clear-cut side with Buffalo. I like what I see on the offensive side and defensive side. It's hard for me to always lay this type of number, but since I got to give 5, this ends up being my 5th. So I was on the fence on it, but I'll lay the 13 before it gets to 14 because I think it'll definitely get to 14.
Yeah, you have a choice here. You can have the 13, but it's heavily juiced at -123, or you can have the 13.5 at -110.
Do the 13.5.
13.5 at -110 for Noley knows. While I am locking that in for Noley, let's go to CMac. MAC championship. Take it away.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys here with John Ryan. I'm going to lean for a little bit here. I'm with him. I think they're more like 10 or 11. Ball State 6-0. Its last 6 as a dog. Both these teams have been cashing overs. I lean that way. I love Buffalo all year. I think the number's just a tad bit high. I'm going to think about this one maybe later in the show. I got to think about it. But I'm leaning Buffalo.
Okay. Well, why don't we try to keep each game? So we'll give you another couple minutes while we hear DJBigg Boss and hear if John Ryan moves on it, and then we'll keep each game stuck as one video. So, Big Boss, Ball State, Buffalo.
Seeing Jimmy, the way I see it, you know what I'm saying? They call it the Mac for a reason, you know, because you got to be a Mac. And see, most of you fellas out here, you know, you don't understand how to approach a young freaky lady. And when a young freaky lady hits you right in the face, sometimes you might not even know what to do. But don't think too long about stuff. Guys like us don't think too long about stuff like that. You know what I'm just saying? We just go ahead and lay the wood and take Buffalo, baby.
-13.5 at -110, available at FanDuel for DJBigg Boss. Maxwell Smart in the chat says he knows about freaky ladies. He's waiting for one to come over. And Joseph Gomez says Big Boss going to return of the Mac. All right, we're going to pop back to John Ryan and CMac here to see if they're going to move officially on this Mac game. Ball State, Buffalo. John Ryan.
I'm going to pass. I know it's shocking everybody, but I have the one thing I don't like right now, and this might change, is that you got 75% of the public money on Buffalo. And it's a little crowded on the bus. You know, it's been many weeks now that Buffalo bandwagon has been accepting membership. And this is just intuition, gut feel. I'd rather congratulate Nolly for the best bet win than watch Ball State pull out some kind of miracle.
I knew John Ryan didn't like freaky girls.
CMac, are you going to make this
I
official?
don't like freaky guys either.
Whoa.
I'm going to pass too. Oh, no, Buffalo here.
Yeah, it's 13.5, and nobody moved on the total, sitting at 66.5. I thought Nolly brought up a really good point about the only team that was able to score, put points on Buffalo was Kent State at that fast pace. Ball State has to have taken notes on that. Nolly knows if you had a free play on this total at 66.5, what would you do? You're on mute, my man.
That's how bad it is. I didn't even want to say it, because I'd take the over.
Yeah.
That's the only way. The way Buffalo's been, been scoring and so quickly. You look at their plays per game, very low in the nation. I think they're right in the middle or even lower than the average. Oh, they're even 117th in the nation in plays per game, but they're still scoring quite a bit. So they score pretty quickly. And so to me, I would say they put up 40 points. Can they put up 20 on the other side? Maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, I lean over.
I think so too. In Ford Field indoors, I think Ball State figures that they have to match point for point, and this game could get away from them late. I'm going to move on the over 66 and a half. I'm getting minus 105 at DraftKings. Minus 105 at DraftKings. I like them playing indoors. I think it'll be a vast game. And I think notes will be taken from Ball State from that Kent State game. Okay, that's my first spot on this card. Let's